sorry. You have that pulled up?
Yep. Hello, everybody.
My volume turned up enough.
Chat is disconnected. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Hopefully, everybody can hear me, but I'm not sure because it says the chat is disconnected. So if you're on and you have my phone number, can you go ahead and text me and say, hey, Roger, we can hear you. I've got a like, so I think that means that maybe somebody can hear me. All right, I'm going to wait about one more minute, and then we're going to get started about the SUMMIT Tryouts and things that are going to happen starting today. The workouts have been going on for a couple days, but we're going to start with what's going to happen starting later today and then over through the weekend and through next week. So we're in a crossover period between the World's Tryouts concluded last night. We're picking teams and then starting the SUMMIT stuff. So 1 minute, we'll get started, or a little bit less than a minute, we'll get started with everything. And this will be on our YouTube channel later, so you can watch it later if you need to.
We can hear you in the chat. Works.
Oh, okay. I'm not seeing anything in the chat, so.
Oh, hold on. And just mute me.
Okay.
Mute myself.
Yeah, it's not. But I did get some thumbs up, so I think. All righty, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for being here, and then go ahead and get started. And we're going to go ahead and go over everything that's going to happen starting from today through the SUMMIT Tryouts. This is strictly for the SUMMIT Tryouts that have happened. We did this last week for the World's Tryouts, and hopefully all of those folks are in the know of what's going on and when they're going to get their World's emails. So first tonight from 5 to 6 p.m., we have Meet the Rays. So if you are moving up an age group, if you're coming to Stingrays from another gym or out of state, or you haven't cheered before, you can come in tonight, meet some coaches, ask some specific questions about your kid and just about the program in general. So the coaches will be at the gym, walk around, mix, mingle. You can walk out on the spring floor, bounce around a little bit, not much, no tumbling for the parents yet. And then ask any questions that you have. And then we will have the workouts starting immediately after that. This will be the last set of workouts for the SUMMIT Tryouts. So then moving on, so bring your tryout form if you have not already to your, if you're coming to a workout tonight and you have your tryout form, tonight's fine. If you are coming to your tryout tomorrow, Friday or Saturday, you can bring your tryout form with you then. Make sure you have your picture taken if you have not done so already. You'll check in at the check-in table and make sure that you're there at the appropriate time and going to the right spot. They'll all come in. We'll do a big warm-up all together. Then they'll break out into the 4 floors and they'll start going through their tryout process. They're going to warm up their stunts their tumbling and their jumps, and they'll go on the side of the floor, and then they'll have 2 to 3, depending, kids trying out at the same time. So everything is videoed. So we have iPads that are up that we hold a whiteboard so we can see the names. So we're able to search their video and be able to watch every kid do all their stuff. So if your child has any questions on what skills they need to throw during tryouts, just have them talk to the coaches at their table. And there's also a skills chart in the tryout packet that you can look at as well. They'll need to do their hardest standing tumbling skills, their hardest running tumbling skills, and then there'll be a corner pass for the level 5 and 6 kids. If someone is between levels or they're not sure, I have some level 4 skills, but I also have level 3 skills, kind of whatever. Make sure that they show both level 3 and 4 skills. So we saw this during the World's Tryouts. The kids are nervous. We do try to make it as relaxed as we possibly can, but the kids do get nervous, so they may forget. We definitely had that, and the coaches get in the moment and they also forget. So try to, hey, I'm going to throw my layout, but I also want to show you my front walk over through the round of handspring tuck. If you do, that's a level 4 and a 3 skill. So make sure that, they take their time. They are controlling the emotions. Don't get too nervous. Feel free to talk to the coaches. They are there to help and do whatever they can to help make this experience nice and smooth for your kids. Once all the kids have gone through all their tryout stuff, we'll make sure that if any of them want to do something again, they have an opportunity to do so. And then once they're done, they'll exit out of the gym. They'll get a T-shirt and their sticker, and then you get to anxiously await that email so you can make your team reveal. The team placement is going to be next Thursday. That's May 22nd at no guaranteed time, and they will be in no particular order. So we send the emails out as team by team, but there is no rhyme as to which team goes at which point. So don't try to play the game of, well, they sent this team and this team, so that means that they don't have this team this year. That just means that they're at a different spot. There's not a conspiracy theory behind the way that we send the teams out. We might come up with one, but not this year. It's a little bit too late for us to come up with one this year. In the email that you get, you're going to get your team name, your coaches. So you might be put on Periwinkle. Your coaches are Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and your division is level 17, extra senior. Your first practice date, which will be the week after May 22nd. So I think Memorial Day is that Monday. So none of our Monday, Wednesday teams will practice on that day. So your first practice would be a Wednesday. So the first practices the next week will be Tuesday and Wednesday. The weekly summer schedule. So what days you practice, what location. You might be Marietta Monday and Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30, or you might be Marietta Monday, Wednesday North, that kind of thing. Your stunt camp dates, and then we will have the competition schedule out in June. So we'll try to get it done as quick as we can, but it'll be in June. So that'll come separately. So in your team email, team name, coaches, division, the first practice date, which will be my calendar math is not working right now. I think maybe the 27th or the 28th of May, and then weekly summer schedule and the camp date. So that's what's going to happen in your email. And then also, if you for some reason are not pleased with your placement, go ahead and wait a little bit before you send that email back. There's a lot of times that people will send the email that they are not accepting a team spot before the email actually hits their inbox. So take a deep breath, wait a second, think about what your child can do, where they are, and what their abilities are, the quality of their abilities, and just know that we have a lot of experience and we take a lot of time building these teams. So we feel like this is probably the best place for them. And it is A-okay if you disagree, but that's what we do for a living, and we're pretty good at it. So we feel like we do get it correct. The first email that will go out that day is the "you did not make a team" email. People will not make a team. That is a realistic thing. There is the majority of those are probably going to be I only want to be a flyer on a senior level 4 team, and they are not going to be a flyer on a senior level 4 team, so they did not make a team. And they do not want to be on anything else. I only want to fly on senior 4. I only want to be on senior 5, or whatever that team may be, and they did not make that team, and so then they will not be placed on a team. And so please make sure that on your tryout packet, if you are doing that stuff, there is a difference between saying, I will only accept senior 5 versus my dream team is 5. My dream team is cool. We got it. But you may still be put on a senior 4. If you say, I only will accept this team, that is the only team that we will look at that kid for. So please make sure that you have gone over that with your athlete. Y'all understand the implications of it. You understand what all that means. Also, keep in mind that every single year we add different divisions. Team names change. Team divisions will change within. So green was large here. They could be co-ed. I am not saying that's happening. Do not put that online. I'm saying that, but it's still going to be green. So if you only want to be very careful about those divisions and those kind of things, because we do add new colors. We do have team colors that do go away. We create different things. Those all happens, and it's all creating the best possible teams that we can. So there is also going to be differences in coaching, and some coaches will coach different teams than they coached this year. So there's a bunch of different factors that go into building these teams. So be aware of that.
Bogging down the office.
Yes, and when you do send emails and you do call immediately, keep in mind the office did not pick these teams. They have no idea what team your child is on. They have no clue. So if you're calling them and saying, "Hey, my kid did a round of handspring tuck. Why is she on this level?" That doesn't make sense. They have no idea. So that is not the correct approach, and that's going to slow them down for sending out the next set of teams, and they're not going to be able to solve your problem. So if you have issues, you can email Roger, Roger, at stingrayallstars.com, and you can email Ali, Ali, at stingrayallstars.com, and we will get with you and go over what are the next steps. So as a reminder, if you say that you only want to try out for senior level 5 and you do not make senior level 5, you are not placed on that team, you will get your first installment refunded to you. If you say that you will take any team and you make a senior 4 because your dream team was senior 5 and you get placed on a senior 4 and then you fire off that email that we're not going to take our spot, you will not be refunded. So that first installment is we took that spot away from somebody else and now it creates an issue and we've got to figure that out. That's that fee, what that goes to. So, okay. So we have some questions that were pre-email or pre-live questions. I'm going to go through those. And if you have a question, if you can put them in the chat, then Ali will fire those off to me momentarily. So first, can we try out for both elite and full year non-travel? Yes. You just need to have the preference of which one you would want first. So if you're cool with either one, just let us know what would be your preference, and we'll try to place you there first. If your athlete cheers at a school competition team with daily practice from 4 to 6, August through October, how does that reconcile with all-star practice? Do we indicate this on the tryout form that can they come late to practice if there are any conflicts? So basically, my explanation of working with school cheer is we work with your school coaches as much as they are willing to work with us. So if our practice starts at 7, their practice ends at 6. You live an hour and a half away from the gym. So if you leave there at 6, you get here at 7:30. So you miss 30 minutes of our practice. If you have to be on time to our practice, you leave their practice 30 minutes early. But if you leave there 15 minutes early and you get here 15 minutes late, that's working together. And so if your school coach is willing to work with us, then that works well. If your school coach is not, then there may have to be a decision made. So keep that in mind. Our school cheer conflicts in the fall would be, I think if you're cheering for school, you're not going to be on a tiny or mini team. So I think those are the ones that start a little bit earlier, but the youth teams will start at 6. Some youth teams will start at 6, and then the junior and senior teams will start at 7. So there should be an ability to make it work. We absolutely do have people that cheer for school every single year. So most all the school coaches and the all-star coaches really do try to work together. So it should not be an issue. If you have put a practice day time conflict due to elementary youth cheer during the fall season, August through November, and have slated team for child to make practices on those days, will you receive a phone call to discuss options for placement, or would you receive a no placement email? I think we will try to call you because that's a very specific situation. So that's not something where 100 people are going to have that same conflict. So that we would probably try to call you to discuss that. Just please note, if the team practice day is going to come first before dealing with a conflict of one person. So we're not going to try to move Periwinkle to Tuesdays because Susie can't practice on Wednesday. If Periwinkle, if the coaches and whatever works on Wednesday, that's where it's going to go. And then we will have the conversation with Susie. Will we find out which stunt camp dates our athletes have when we get their placement? Yes. I see there are several options. We have a wedding over one of them and are waiting to buy plane tickets until we know. We won't let our daughter miss stunt camp. Yeah, so you'll know that as soon as you get that email. Are teams typically grouped closely within a 3 or 4 year range, or is there usually a wider age mix? Just wondering if it's common for 6 and 7 year olds to be grouped with younger kids like 3 and 4 year olds. It really depends on the team, and it really depends on the level and that kind of thing. So there is a possibility that a 7-year-old could be on it. I don't have the age grid in front of me, but 3 and 4 year olds aren't really on teams. So I don't.
4-year-old will be on Tiny Novice, but 7 would not be with 4.
Yeah, so 4 year olds would be on Tiny Novice, but 7 year olds would not be on that team. So that particular example should not be an issue unless it's like 1. But that wouldn't, as we get into the junior teams where you can have kids in high school and in elementary school, there is a little bit of bigger age gap. So that does happen there. If it is determined that our child should be on a non-travel prep team instead of elite, will they be automatically placed on a prep team, or will we be contacted first?
We should contact if anybody's trying out for elite and gets moved to 4-year non-travel.
Yeah, if somebody's trying out for elite and they get moved to 4-year non-travel, we will contact you on that. So what should my child wear to tryouts? Good fitting athletic wear. So generally, if they came to one of the workouts, kind of the same thing. Some kids like to wear a color of shorts of something because that's what the team that they feel like they want to make. I personally prefer when everybody wears all black, because then we're not trying to. I think she wants to be on this team because she's wearing red shorts, but I don't know. Does that mean this? Does that mean, whatever? So if people were to wear all black, then that really helps. That's my personal preference. How many days a week do the Summit program teams practice? It's a very long drive for us, so just want to be sure we can keep our commitment to the team and the gym. We understand that additional practices will be added as necessary, but just want to be sure of what we can expect as a regular fall practice schedule. Okay, so it varies based off the team. So level 5 and 6 Summit teams, they practice, and I'm talking the fall schedule. Everybody practices 2 days a week over the summer. Every single team, Worlds and Tinies, and everything in between will be either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. That's the summer. Once August starts, the level 5 and 6 teams will add Sunday onto their practice schedule. And one of the weekdays on the level 5 teams is a little bit shorter. And then levels 1 through 4 will practice. They'll drop a weekday, but then they add Sunday. So it'll be Sunday and then one other weekday. And then as we get closer into competition season, a lot of teams will add a or a Friday night practice. We will not practice Friday night during the elite program during football season. So there will not be a high school Friday night football game all-star cheer conflict. Full year non-travel does practice on Friday evenings, but that's a different versus the Summit program. So do you close practices? Generally, no. However, if the parents are trying to be disruptive, if they're trying to coach their kids or doing that kind of thing, or it's a practice where we need super focused and can't have things happening, it will be closed. But in general, I don't know the last time we had a closed practice, so it's been a really long time. Does RAISE follow safe sport guidelines? Yes. My athlete was on a level 1 team this past season and wants to try out for a level 2 team, specifically as a flyer. Because she doesn't have the level 2 tumbling down yet, how do you suggest she goes about the tumbling portion of her tryout? She needs to do the best things that she can. So if she has all the level 1 skills, hey, I'm showing all my level 1 stuff. Here's this. And then they will ask her for body positions and that kind of thing when we're doing the tryout. And then if she may or may not be selected to be a flyer on a level 2 team. All right. Those are all the pre-questions that I have. And then Allie's got more that have been sent in the chat. So you ready?
Yes. So my daughter is trying out for beginners/foundations. What should she prepare for without having any previous training?
She just needs to come in and just a willingness to learn. Beginners and foundations is literally nothing, and so we are going to teach you from the ground up. So they just come in ready to learn, and have fun.
This person's noting it would be fun to do an NFL draft style live on YouTube, announcing teams by team with a podium. Oh well. Okay. Do tinies and minis come to Summit Tryout?
Yes, there is a time frame for when you sign up that is their age group. So and it's I think it's 12 and under, and so they'll be grouped off into the side over there during that trial time.
Will flyers new to raise have an opportunity to stunt at tryouts, or will they only show body positions? Flyer clinics were full and we couldn't attend one.
So the question is, I don't know if y'all can hear Allie, but the question is, flyers new to Stingrays, will they have an opportunity to stunt during Summit Tryouts? No, the stunting happens at the workouts and in flyer clinics prior to tryouts. So there will be Summit workouts tonight, and they do stunting in those workouts. They will be able to show their body positions. I would also go ahead, and if you are new to the gym and you are concerned that you're not going to be seen as a flyer for whatever reason, go ahead and have a video, preferably of what maybe you competed last year, like in your routine. In stunt class isn't as realistic because 2 grown men versus 3 7th grade bases is not the same thing. So if they have a video can pull up, then we did this during the World's Flyer Tryouts. The coaches videotaped the video, and we were able to watch that. So just have that handy if that is something that you are concerned about.
At tryouts, will the coaches run the athletes through a warm-up, or will they need to warm up and stretch prior?
So the question is, will the athletes need to warm up and stretch prior, or will the coaches warm them up? The coaches will warm them up, but if they need more time, they can absolutely stretch and start getting warmed up as soon as they get checked in.
This person wants to thank you for your response. And what would be a reason to not make a beginner's foundation team aside from not having the willingness to learn?
The reason to not make one of those teams is if we don't have that team. So that would be the only, like if that was for whatever reason, 2 people tried out for that team, that's not 2 people doesn't make a team, something like that. That a lot of times that has happened in the past, of not with that, but with another age group. We did not have a senior one year, and there just wasn't senior 1 kids, so we did not have that team that particular season.
We have a trip planned the first week of practice. How detrimental is it for my athlete to miss the first practice?
The question is, we have a trip planned the first week of practice. How bad is it for them to miss the first practice? The first practice is always super exciting, and all the kids are pumped about seeing who, and the coaches want to meet them. However, we understand that people go on vacation. There are cheer camps. There are those things that do happen. As soon as you make the team, not yet, please don't do it yet, but as soon as you make the team, there's going to be some links in there for a group me and you can join. We have some stuff that we have to do on the back end on our side to get things sent to the new people. So there's an absence request form. Just it's in the tryout packet. It's also on our website. But wait, give it probably a day after tryouts. You do not need to make the team and immediately send that in. It may not go to the correct coaches. So there's a little changeover time that has to happen to make sure that the coaches and the team rep and everybody that's supposed to get that email gets that email. So give it a little bit of time, and then send an email. Hey, we're out of town, but we'll be back on whatever day, and then should not be an issue. People do miss the first practice, so that is not a deal breaker.
At tryouts, how many opportunities will athletes have to show their tumbling skills, especially if they are between levels and want to show skills from both levels?
So the question is, how many times can the kids try something if they need to? As much as they need to, within reason. So we do not want kids to get hurt. That is the number one thing. We do not want to. It is devastating. It's devastating for the kid, for the family, for us coaches. It's the worst thing to see a kid get injured when they're trying to do something either they don't have the ability to do, or they're trying to just push themselves and they're stressed out and they're trying to do something just so that they can do this one thing. In general, one skill does not make or break somebody. There's a lot of information that we can get even when somebody puts their hands down. If the coaches do not feel like they're being safe, they're going to tell them to stop. If it was clearly it's nerves and they want to try it again, not an issue. If they're trying something for the 10th time, they're probably going to get, we need to stop doing that. That's not a skill that we have. There's a term that was brought up. This is super important. So hopefully YouTube can like get one of those things where this is the important part of the video. We do not love tryout heroes. And a tryout hero is the kid that came into the gym 2 weeks ago and they took off like a rocket. And they got 6 skills in the last 2 weeks, and they want to show all 6 skills at tryouts. And those are the kids that do not compete those skills and or get injured because they got so much stuff in such a shorter period of time. Their body's not ready for it. And under the stress of a routine, under the stress of tryouts, that is what causes injuries. That's what causes things to not go right. That's what causes them to, hey, you had a XYZ at tryouts and now you're not even doing X. What's going on? Oh, well, I really worked hard and I took 72 privates in the course of 3 weeks leading up to tryouts, but then I quit tumbling altogether. So do what you have the ability to do. Take your time, be confident in your skills. Like that's the information that if you are so stressed out about throwing, I'm going to make up a skill. If you're so stressed out about throwing this layout, and this layout is the one thing that is going to make you be on a level 4 team. And if you don't throw the layout, there's no way you're going to make level 4. You're probably not level 4. That is really the kind of the way it is. The way that the cheerleading world works now, you need to have these skills and they need to be solid and they need to look great. And if you're just winging it and trying to hope that this one skill pushes you over the edge, that is going to be your self-awareness checkpoint of, hey, maybe I'm level 3 and I need to make these skills a lot more consistent and strong over the next year to then move to level 4. So again, hopefully YouTube gives up one of those things where this is like the most watched area and this is the important part of the video. Do not want kids to get injured. With that being said, people do get nervous. People do mess up. That's cool. We'll let them do it again.
Maybe make a note about coaches may ask to see another skill
because
they know what's best.
Yeah. So, and coaches are going to ask, and then again, make sure the coaches are focused on making sure they can get everything written down. We're getting it videoed. The kids want to make sure they're doing everything the best that they can do. People forget, so they may want to see their level below skills. They may ask them to do something. Hey, have you ever tried this? Hey, your standing 2 back handsprings looks great. Have you ever done standing 3? They may ask them to do something or see what their abilities are. So just be aware that there will be some conversation about what they can do, how they can improve, or not how they can improve, but what different skills. It could go up a level, could go down a level. You throw your layout. Hey, could we also see your round of handspring tuck or your standing 3? But I did a standing tuck. Yeah, I know we want to see your standing 3 though too. So there may be some conversation about looking at different skills.
Are elite athletes required to take a tumbling class to work on tumbling skills in addition to attending elite level practices?
The question is, are elite level kids required to attend tumbling classes in addition to team practices? With your monthly or your monthly installment of a tumbling class is included. My statement to everyone that is listening, you've done over the last however long, whatever you've done, whether it's stunt privates, tumbling privates, stretch class, jump class, whatever. You've tumbled 3 days a week. You've done all these different things. You've done all different things for however long to get to the point that you're making your dream team. Why would you stop once you get on your team? So if you tumble a week and you've watched yourself progress over the last however many years to get to level X, and you make level X and that's your dream team, why in the world would you stop doing that? So whatever you did to get here, keep it going, because the cheerleading world doesn't get any easier. So we got to keep pushing, keep working hard to maintain and keep improving.
Where can we find a list of skills by level so we can get an idea of where our child may align?
The list of skills by level are listed in the tryout packet.
What determines if an athlete is placed in youth versus junior and vice versa?
What determines if an athlete is placed in youth versus junior and vice versa. And there are some kids that have this really cool birthday that makes them be eligible for youth, junior, and senior all at the same time. It is really based off the teams. So what the team needs. So this team needs this many bases, this many back spots, this many flyers, this much tumbling. These are the people that create that puzzle that makes it work the best.
This is our last question.
One second. I'm going to add on to that. If you feel strongly that you only want your kid to be on a junior team, you only want your kid to be on a youth team, you can absolutely write that on your packet. She only, be aware though, if you have a really young kid and you want her to cheer up, coaches may not take her. And if you only want her on a junior team, she may not be placed on a team. Be aware of that.
This is the last question that has been turned in. Should we turn our form in prior to tryouts?
The question is, should you turn your tryout form in prior to tryouts? It does help if it's there early, just it lowers the rush during tryout day. However, there's no reason to make a special trip to the gym to turn it in. You can also turn it on trial day. It's a little bit easier if it's there early. It is not a game changer if it's not. So I think that, okay, we have our last question and then we're going to call it a day.
All right. Are athletes able to base and tumble, or are they typically assigned only one job on a team?
The question is, are athletes able to base and tumble, or are they typically assigned only one job on the team? No, we like everybody that can do everything. So we want the flyers to tumble, the bases to tumble, the back spots to tumble. Obviously, there are people that are on a team that may not have the tumbling. There may be some people on the team that primarily do tumbling, but we really like for everybody to be well-rounded and do everything that they can in the routine. So I hope that answers everybody's questions. Once again, if you weren't here at the very beginning, tonight is Meet the Rays from 5 until 6. You can come in, ask questions, speak to the coaches. If you have a specific question about your child and you want to, figure out something or adjust something for their tryouts, by all means. Tryouts start tomorrow, and then on Saturday, as soon as the tryouts are done, the coaches will get fast and furious at work to start building these teams so they can be out to you guys on Thursday. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to call the office, email Allie, A-L, at stingrayallstars.com, or Roger, R-O-G-E-R, at stingrayallstars.com, and we will be happy to help you out. Thanks so much, and good luck this weekend. Bye.